I'm concerned about the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, as we near the NFL playoffs, teams generally start to emerge as Super Bowl contenders. And you got your usuals. You got your Buffalo, KC, Cincinnati. The Ravens when healthy. The NFC, you got the Eagles and the Vikings and this is weird. But every year you can generally tell when teams are good but don't have the firepower to make it all the way. And there's something there that's clearly evident that will always come back to bite them in the playoffs. And this year with Kansas City, they have those signs, those symptoms of a team that will potentially go out earlier than expected or in the AFC Championship at the very least. And those signs are playing down to your competition. Kansas City Chiefs, as of late, have been playing down to their competition and throughout the season have been a little sloppy when it comes to taking care of really decent, okay to bad teams. They allowed the Jaguars to score 17 on them in the second half. They allowed the Tennessee Titans with Malik Willis to go to overtime. They allowed the Raiders to make it a 1-point game. The Denver Broncos almost came back from 27 down. And this week, they went to overtime with the Houston Texans. The Houston Texans. That is just not good. Now, what are the signs of these teams that generally allow other teams to come back in and overlook their opponents? A, lack of motivation. B, not enough talent. Or C, just coaching, I don't know. But guys like Mike Tomlin and the Steelers, over the last 10 years, allowed opponents to just come into their buildings or go on the road, and they would generally play down. They generally win these games, but they'd play down these opponents every year, and they would the Steelers always lose in the playoffs to slightly, not even better teams on paper, but they would lose in the playoffs inexplicably when they should be winning. The Chiefs last few years have done that. They could have easily beaten Tampa, but they didn't. Could have beaten Cincinnati, but they didn't. Should have lost to Buffalo. That's another story. But the Chiefs, as mentioned, lost to all those teams. And so, just like the Steelers, if they go in and face a team that plays in close and tough like Cincinnati or Buffalo or Miami, who's got loaded weapons. Who else is the Chargers? No, I don't trust the Chargers. Another team sneaking in, you never know. Could potentially. The Ravens, if Lamar gets back healthy, could be a tough fight for the Kansas City Chiefs. And could knock them out potentially. Another sign is bad defense. Like, your defense just can't close out games. That was the problem with Buffalo last year, is their defense could not close out games. What the Ravens' problem has been, they have a good defense, but they're not closing out games and allowing teams to come back in. Like the Steelers, that goes with the playing down to your opponents. KC's done that. Allowing the Broncos to score 21 unanswered and then make it a 6-point game at the end. The Broncos outscored the Chiefs' offense. The only problem was the Broncos threw a pick six. By all accounts, the Texans could have won that game. They allowed 29 points to the Raiders. Ew. They allowed Malik Willis to score 17 on them. This defense is not good. Joe Burrow beat him. Josh Allen beat him. If KC's going into the playoffs with a defense like that, it might get dicey. Because guess what? You're not going to be facing those teams, the Raiders, Broncos, or Texans. You're going to be facing Joe Burrow, who I might add you've lost to 3 times in a row now. Buffalo, who you lost to, and Josh Allen. Another thing Super Bowl contenders generally have is a lot of weapons. Chiefs do not have a lot of weapons. I'm just going to say it right now. Yes, they have Patrick Mahomes, who is the best quarterback in the world right now. Yes, they have Travis Kelce, who's the best tight end in the world right now. Andy Reid's a great coach. But outside of that, they got a good O-line and a few decent running backs, but their best receiver is Juju Smith-Schuster, who's good. Nothing wrong with him, but he's not Tyreek Hill. The Dolphins have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, Mike Gesicki, all those other weapons. The Bengals have Jamar Chase, they made the playoffs last year with Jamar Chase, Tyler Boyd, T. Higgins, C.J. Uzomah, Joe Burrow, and a terrible O-line. The Rams won the Super Bowl because of Cooper Kupp, and they were playing really well with OBJ before he got hurt. Obviously, great coach. But they also had a good defense, which the Chiefs do not have. The Buccaneers, when they won the Super Bowl, had one of the most loaded rosters in the NFL. Gronk, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Leonard Fournette, whomever else, Tom Brady, Bruce Arians controlling that offense. An unbelievable defense is why they really won, which Chiefs do not have, I will say again. And this is not, just Chiefs' losses this year is what really concerns me, is because they faced those crap teams and won, obviously, like they should, but then they faced real tough teams, or even not tough teams like Indianapolis, and lose inexplicably. They faced Joe Burrow. Nope, couldn't win. Faced Josh Allen, lost. I could be wrong, but I don't see the Chiefs as big a threat as other people do.